Hey everybody, welcome back to Marxist Saw. It's been a while since I've been able to record. I think I said that last time I recorded. But today I'm reading Hegel. This is Hegel's Science of Logic, his book Science of Logic. This is from Volume 1, The Objective Logic, Book 1, The Doctrine of Being. And we're going to read Chapter 1, which is Being. And it has a little... So Section 1 has this... introduction to it that's like 2 paragraphs, so we're going to read that too. But it's called Determinateness Quality, and that's before we get into chapter 1, Being. Let's go ahead and get into this. Being is the indeterminate immediate. It is free from determinateness in relation to essence, and also from any which it can possess within itself. This reflectionless being is being, as it is immediately in its own self alone. Because it is indeterminate being, it lacks all quality but in itself. The character of indeterminateness attaches to it only in contrast to what is determinate or qualitative. But determinate being stands in contrast to being in general, so that the very indeterminateness of the latter constitutes its quality. It will therefore be shown that the first being is in itself determinate, and therefore, secondly, that it passes over into determinate being, is determinate being. But that this latter is finite being sublates itself and passes over into the infinite relation of being to its own self, that is, thirdly, into being for self. So now we're going to go ahead and start chapter 1, which is Being. Section A, or part A here is Being, is what it's called. Is Being, chapter's Being. So this is that. Being, pure being, without any further determination in its indeterminate immediacy is equal only to itself. It is also not unequal relatively to another. It has no diversity within itself, nor any with the reference outwards. It would not be held fast in its purity if it contained any determination or content which could be distinguished in it, or by which it could be distinguished from another. It is pure indeterminateness and emptiness. There is nothing to be intuit in it. If one can speak here of intuiting, or it is only this pure intuiting itself. Just as little as anything to be thought in it, or it is equally only this empty thinking. Being indeterminate immediate is in fact nothing, and neither more nor less than nothing. So part B is nothing. Nothing, pure nothing. It is simply equality with itself, complete emptiness, absence of all determination and content, undifferentiatedness in itself. Insofar as intuiting or thinking can be mentioned here, it counts as a distinction whether something or nothing is intuited or thought. To intuit or think nothing has therefore a meaning. Both are distinguished, and thus nothing exists in our intuiting or thinking, or rather it is empty intuition and thought itself. And the same empty intuition or thought is pure being. Nothing is therefore the same determination, or rather absence of determination, and thus altogether the same as pure being. This is section C, becoming, and then or part C, becoming, and then subpart unity of being and nothing. Pure being and pure nothing are therefore the same. What is the truth is neither being nor nothing, but that being does not pass over, but is passed over into nothing, and nothing into being. But it is equally true that they are not undistinguished from each other, that on the contrary, they are not the same, that they are absolutely distinct, and yet that they are unseparated and inseparable, and that each immediately vanishes in its opposite. Their truth is therefore this movement of the immediate vanishing of the one into the other, becoming a movement in which both are distinguished, but by difference which has equally immediately resolved itself. So now we're going to get into the remarks. It says, remark the expression, quote, to sublate. To sublate and the sublated, that which exists ideally as a moment, constitute one of the most important notions in philosophy. It is a fundamental determination which repeatedly occurs throughout the whole of philosophy, the meaning of which is to be clearly grasped and especially distinguished from nothing. What is sublated is not thereby reduced to nothing. Nothing is immediate, what is sublated, on the other hand, is the result of mediation. It is a non-being, but as a result which had its origin in a being. It still has, therefore, in itself the determinate from which it originates. To sublate has a twofold meaning in the language. On the one hand, it means to preserve, to maintain, and equally it also means to cause to cease, to put an end to. Even, quote, to preserve, end quote, includes a negative elements, namely that something is removed from its influences in order to preserve it. Thus, what is sublated is at the same time preserved. It has only lost its immediacy, but is not on that account annihilated. The two definitions of to sublate, which we have given, can be quoted as two dictionary meanings of this word. But it is certainly remarkable to find that a language has come to use one and the same word for two opposite meanings. It is a delight to speculative thought to find in the language words which have in themselves a speculative meaning. The German language has a number of such. The double meaning of the Latin tollere, which has become famous through the Ciceronian pun, tollendum es octavium, does not go so far. Its affirmative determination signifies only a lifting up. Something is sublated only insofar as it has entered into unity with its opposite. In this more particular signification, as something reflected, it may fittingly be called a moment. In the case of the lever, weight and distance from a point are called its mechanical moments on account of the sameness of their effect, in spite of the contrast otherwise between something real, such as a weight, and something ideal, such as a mere spatial determination, a line. We shall often have occasion to notice that the technical language of philosophy employs Latin terms for reflected determinations, either because the mother tongue has no words for them, or, if it has, as here, because its expression calls to mind more what is immediate, whereas the foreign language suggests more what is reflected. The more precise meaning and expression which being and nothing receive, now that they are moments, is to be ascertained from the consideration of determinate being as the unity in which they are preserved. Being is being, and nothing is nothing, only in their contradistinction from each other, but in their truth, in their unity, they have vanished, as these determinations are now something else. Being and nothing are the same, but just because they are the same, they are no longer being and nothing, but now have a different significance. In becoming, they were coming to be and ceasing to be. In determinate being, a differently determined unity, they are again differently determined moments. This unity now remains their base from which they do not again emerge in the abstract significance of being and nothing. Okay, yeah, so thank you for joining in. That was, chapter 1 of section 1. Chapter 1 being of section 1, determinateness, quality. Volume 1, the objective, or book 1, the doctrine of being, of volume 1, the objective logic of Hegel's Science of Logic. It's like reading all these subsections of these giant books, like Capital. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Marxist Saw here on YouTube. Find me on Facebook, Marxist Saw. Follow me there. Y'all have a great day.